This is a guide on how to do all the pet battles in Outlands. Most of these battles can be done with any two level 25 pets, so if you don't have one of the mentioned ones, just substitute it for something else with similar abilities. These battles are part of the Awfully Big Adventure achievement, so if you're doing that, just substitute out the level and pet for your elk plushie. If you're doing any of these fights for the Awfully Big Adventure only, and aren't interested in using it as a leveling strategy, your elk plushie doesn't need to be swapped into the battle, so just cut that part out of the strategy. First up, we have Nicki Tinytech. In your first slot, a mechanical Pandaren Dragonling, or any level 25 pet with decoy. Your second pet is your leveling pet, or your elk plushie, and your final pet is a Doom Bloom with Lash, Healing Wave, and Entangling Roots. If you don't have one of these, any other pet with Lash will work just as well. If you're doing this battle for an Awfully Big Adventure and don't need a level, just start with your Doom Bloom or equivalent pet and just use Lash. Heal if needed and Entangling Roots if you feel like it. Start with your first pet and cast Decoy. Now swap to your leveling pet. Now swap it straight back out for your Doom Bloom or equivalent pet. Just cast Lash until Ed 005 is defeated. Once Ed 005 is defeated, Goliath will enter the battle. Here again you can just cast Lash until Goliath is defeated. You can use Heal if you feel like it. If Goliath uses Liftoff, apply Entangling Roots. You can't hit it whilst it's up in the air, but you can still apply the Entangling Roots debuff. Once Goliath is defeated, Sploder will enter the battle. Again, just spam Lash, use Heal if you need to, and Entangling Roots if you feel like it. Your leveling pet will get between 2 and 3k XP with your Safari hat equipped, or a chunk more if it's a Pet Battle Weekly event. Next up we have Bloodknight Antari. For this we'll be using a mechanical Pandaren Dragonling with Breath, Thunderbolt and Decoy. Your second pet is your leveling pet or elk plushie, and your final pet is a Puddle Turret with Punch, Nature's Ward and Dive. Start with your mechanical Pandaren Dragonling and use Breath until Arcanus is defeated. If Arcanus gets below 130 health, use Thunderbolt. This will finish Arcanus off and do a little bit of damage to the backline pets. Once Arcanus is defeated, Jadefire will enter the battle, cast Decoy, and then if using one, swap to your leveling pet, and then swap it straight out to your Puddle Turret. If using the elk plushie, just forego the leveling pet and swap straight to your Puddle Turret. With your Puddle Turret in the battle, start with Nature's Ward, followed by Dive, and then use Punch until Jadefire is defeated. Once Jadefire is defeated, Neverbite will enter the battle. Start with Punch. When Neverbite casts Phase Shift, cast Nature's Ward, and then use Dive as Neverbite will cast Soul Ward. And then simply use Punch until Neverbite is also defeated. Your leveling pet will get around 2 to 3k XP with your Safari hat equipped, or a chunk more if it's the Pet Battle Weekly event. Next up, we have Morulu the Elder. Your first pet is any level 25 pet with decoy, such as a mechanical Pandaren Dragonling. Your second pet is your leveling pet or your elk plushie, and your final pet is a Direbeak hatchling with Falcasaur Swarm, Iron Skin and Predatory Strike. If you're just doing the achievement and aren't leveling a pet, just bring in your Direbeak hatchling straight away, don't start with your decoy pet. However, if you're leveling a pet, start with your decoy pet, cast decoy, and swap to your leveling pet, and then swap it straight out for your Direbeak hatchling. With your Direbeak hatchling in the battle, start with Iron Skin, followed by Falcasaur Swarm, and then the second Falcasaur Swarm. The first round of the second Falcasaur Swarm will finish off Chomps, and the second round will then hit Gnasher. After this, cast Predatory Strike. This will finish off Gnasher. Once Gnasher is defeated, Cragmaw will enter the battle. Start with Iron Skin, and then just use Falcasaur Swarm until Cragmaw is also defeated. Your leveling pet will again get between 2 and 3k XP, or a chunk more if it's the weekly pet battle event. Next up we have Narrok. Your first pet is an Anubisaf Idol with Crush, Sandstorm and Rupture. Your second pet is your leveling pet or elk plushie, and your final pet, just as backup, is a Direbeak hatchling with Falcasaur Swarm, Iron Skin and Predatory Strike. Start with your Anubisaf Idol and cast Sandstorm, and then swap to your leveling pet if you're using one. However, if you're not using one and you're using your elk plushie, just ignore this part and continue with your Anubisaf Idol. Swap your leveling pet straight back out for your Anubisaf Idol. It may take a little bit of damage here, but it should be okay. With your idol back in the battle, just cast Crush until Prince Wart is defeated. You can also use Rupture if you feel like it. Once Prince Wart is defeated, Dramaticus will enter the battle. Again, just spam Crush until Dramaticus is also defeated. Once Dramaticus is defeated, Stompy will enter the battle. Use Rupture on cooldown and Crush to fill until Stompy is defeated. I wouldn't recommend using Sandstorm here, as your Crush will be doing reduced damage against Stompy due to being a beast. Again, your leveling pet will get between 2 and 3k XP with your Safari hat equipped, or a chunk more if it's the Pet Battle weekly event. And finally, we have Rasan. Your first pet is a Creminius with Arcane Explosion and Surge of Power. Your second pet is your leveling pet or elk plushie. If using a leveling pet, it may take a little bit of AoE damage from Rasan's second pet, so a level 2 pet is probably recommended, but a level 1 pet usually works fine. And your final pet is a fledgling Netherray with Tail Sweep and Shadow Shock. If you don't have one of these, a Nexus or Stormborn Whelpling will work just fine with Tail Sweep, Mana Surge and Arcane Storm. Start with Creminius and just spam Arcane Explosion until Glitterfly is defeated. Once Glitterfly is defeated, Tripod will enter the battle. Cast Surge of Power. This should either finish off Tripod or take it pretty low on health. Here, your leveling pet may take a bit of damage depending on which abilities Tripod uses. Your Creminius should be defeated by Tripod's Surge of Power, either on the first or second round. Once your Creminius is defeated, swap in your leveling pet and then swap it straight out for your fledgling Netherray or Nexus or Stormborn Whelpling. If using the Netherray, just spam Tail Sweep until Tripod is defeated. If using the Stormborn Whelpling or Nexus Whelpling, cast Arcane Storm followed by Mana Surge. Once Tripod is defeated, Fungor will enter the battle. Again, if you're using the Netherray, just spam Shadow Shock. Again, your leveling pet will get between 2 and 3k XP with your Safari hat equipped, or a chunk more if it's the Pet Battle Weekly event. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, it helps out a lot. Thanks for watching.